Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Neha and I run the wellness blog and this YouTube channel, nehabeauty.com. Today I'm gonna share with you all about my health and weight loss updates. I promised a few videos back that I would do this, so today we're going to get into it. So this all started this past September. My husband and I were both kind of looking for a bit of a reset. We sort of started off 2019 with a little bit of wanting to, I don't know, work out more and eat right, but we kind of put it off through spring, and then we had a really fun and busy summer. And so come September or late August, we found ourselves having put on new excess weight, and I was just really ready for a total reset. I knew that my mindset was not in the right place. I was unfocused, unorganized, and just was not interested in it all year up until that point. So in September, I kind of went back to a few favorite fitness experts and just YouTubers who have shared their experience to kind of reset my mentality around it, my attitude. And what I stumbled upon was the Starch Solution by Dr. John McDougall. And that is the book that is really popular that he's written, the Starch Solution. But he also has another book that is all about his protocol for maximum weight loss, which I had heard about once or twice, but just forgot about and never really looked into. And so I started researching and digging into these two plans, and they're both very similar. One is just a little bit more strict with the guidelines. And so I found myself uncovering all this amazing information about a whole foods, predominantly plant-based approach to overall health. So this isn't just for people who want to lose extra weight. It's also for folks who maybe have some illness or a chronic condition or just other health concerns that might not be manifesting itself purely on the scale. There could be other things too. And so I just started poking around on the internet, watching High Carb Hannah, who initially years ago had talked about the Starch Solution, and another YouTuber named Dillion Holmes. His channel is called Well Your World. I'll make sure to link to it down below in the description box, but just a couple of his videos completely changed my life, you guys, especially this one video in particular where he talks about calorie density, meaning calories per pound of a certain type of food. So plotting fruits and veggies, unprocessed carbohydrates like potatoes, plotting dairy and meat, processed carbs like cookies, cakes, muffins, junk food, oil. He walks you through this chart that was created by a different doctor, but he gives you a really in-depth, it's a 30-minute video that walks you through calorie density and how essentially eating according to that chart helps you stay among food groups that are calorie dilute. So they're fiber rich and nutrient rich, but light in calories. So you can lose weight without actually tracking anything. And this just blew my mind because in all the different times and all the years that I have lost weight, it always boiled down to tracking my food and counting my calories on an app or a spreadsheet or whatever it may have been. And personally, that's a great way to jumpstart your diet or jumpstart weight loss, but it's not something that I think is sustainable lifelong, at least not for me. I can't imagine myself being, 80 or 90 years old, still punching in my food into an app to track if I'm doing well or not. And also, you might have also heard about intuitive eating and these other movements that are trying to help people intuitively understand their own hunger cues, between their stomach and their mind. And is it just a craving in the mouth, or is there real hunger in the belly? There's all sorts of different trains of thought that are trying to help us move towards actually knowing, are you full or are you really hungry or not? So in order to help you really understand what made me make the change that I feel is truly sustainable and I'm so passionate about now, there are 3 core principles that I had never heard about or understood before. One is Calorie Density, which I just mentioned, and I will link that video down below from Dillion. The second one is this concept of stretch receptors in your stomach. So this is all about how your tummy will stretch out and register calories, how it understands how much you've eaten. And there's an amazing video by Dr. Doug Lisle that I will link to as well. And the third concept is the pleasure trap. This is a book that was written by Dr. Lisle, and he has a fantastic, amazing video on YouTube that covers both the pleasure trap, and he also explains the stretch receptors in your stomach. I will link that video down below too. And there's so many other great lectures by these doctors and plant-based doctors that I could recommend. But at the very least, I would say watch this video on calorie density and watch the second one from Dr. Lisle about the pleasure trap. And that will give you these 3 principles that completely changed the way that I see food. And now I understand more intuitively what I should eat, what I would like to eat, and what will satisfy me and satisfy my stomach without having to measure and track and do a bunch of calculations. And something that's been really awesome about this way of eating is that once you understand the pleasure trap and your stretch receptors and what it is that helps you have this feeling of satiety or satisfaction or fullness, by this way of eating, you can really eat until you genuinely feel full, until you genuinely feel like you've had enough. Not according to your mind and as you're making a judgment call, but according to your stomach and how you actually feel full there. And so there's no more...
not by looking at an app and trying to convince yourself.
Yeah, you no longer have to... I no longer have to rely on an app that has counted the calories and then mentally convince myself and generate this fictional feeling of fullness in my body. I'm no longer doing that funny little jig. Now it's the opposite way around, where I actually feel satisfied, full, and it's not fullness for just an hour or half an hour. I feel full for several hours. I feel energetic for 3, 4, sometimes 5 hours. And then after that period of time, I will feel the next hunger cue, because I am genuinely empty and it's time to eat again. So this is something that's just been like revolutionary for me. So in this way of eating, it comes down to basically 4 food groups that are going to be lower on the calorie density chart. There are non-starchy vegetables, so it's your green leafy veggies, bell pepper, red and yellow vegetables, and then there's fruit, the category of fruit. Apples, bananas, pears, grapes, whatever you want. Pineapple, I love pineapple. And then there's your unprocessed, unrefined starches. So this would be potato, sweet potato, brown rice, quinoa, millet, barley, steel-cut oats. There's just a bunch of different types of starches you can eat. And then the last group is beans and lentils, legumes, things like that. So those are the 4 main food groups. This way of eating has been working so well for both me and my husband since September, and even through the holidays, I have lost 15 pounds, and that's with very, very limited activity or exercise. Only in the last 2 weeks, I've started incorporating about 30 minutes of low intensity movement on the elliptical machine that we have. And my husband has lost 25 pounds. He's been following it a little more strictly than me through the holidays. But still, this is the first holiday season ever in my life, you guys, that I was able to truly survive the holiday season and not gain quite a lot of weight. Typically, over Thanksgiving and Christmas time, I tend to gain anywhere from 5 to 8 pounds, some years even like 10 pounds plus, which I think is really common. It's very common and easy to gain 5 pounds in the month of November and very easy to gain 5 pounds in December. So this is the first time that I stayed pretty much flat, or maybe even like lost about 1 pound in that time, which is just phenomenal for me. I had given up believing that this was even possible. And so I'm down about 15 pounds, and that's even with doing this way of eating somewhat imperfectly. Am I 100% perfect, pure food every single day in that whole 4-month period. No, I definitely had a few little indulgences here and there, like bagels and things like that. But I have gradually tried to cut things down and kind of every week or two try to learn something and further optimize it and further refine the choices that I'm making. For some of you, it's going to be easier to just, read the book, cut it out cold turkey and go 100% all in and not have a gradual way. And for other people, it's easier to kind of work on your habits a little bit at a time, stepwise. So only you'll know what works for you, but doing it gradually has been the best option for me because it creates lasting habits for me, and I'm in it for the long haul. That's it for this video today, you guys. I hope this gives you a quick overview of what I've been doing and what's working for me. And I really hope that you check out the videos that I'm gonna link to down below. They are packed with amazing information that will just blow your mind like they did to me. So thank you so much again for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I can't wait to start sharing more ideas and tips with you. And I'm just 15 pounds in. I am still on the journey. So I'm excited to maybe share more of that as I do it. So if you are feeling excited about your health and motivated this January at the start of 2020, let's do it together. This is something we can do together as a community to take back our health and create that beautiful, vibrant, healthy, happy life that you so richly deserve. I'm a big believer that beauty begins within, and it's about the way that you treat yourself, talk to yourself, and take care of yourself. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!